Hello everyone. We've gone down under and we're back. My favourite place to be. And we are back for another episode of Faithful to the Traitors. I am Ben and I am still 100% faithful.
I'm Alex and I'm also faithful. I don't think I'll ever stop being faithful, despite what people say, despite what people think. Yeah, we're in the hotter climates.
We are.
Much warmer than old Scotland, where the last two series we've been talking about.
We haven't got a dusty old castle either. We've got a nice hotel.
Oh, is that where
we're
they're filming?
staying
Is that a
in,
hotel?
yeah,
I thought it was
nice
just a
hotel.
nice little house.
No. Little house.
Well, big house.
God, get you. No, it's a
Yeah,
hotel we're
compared
in
to my
now.
luxury
We're in a
mansion.
hotel. Because when the Sparky, I can't remember, I don't know anyone's name yet, so the Sparky, what was his name? Lewis was
Lewis was
Lewis,
the Sparky.
he
Look
said-
at you getting the lingo. Sparky.
That's hardly Australian lingo,
One
is
episode and you've come all Australian.
it? Sparky is something that we use here too.
Yeah, but the way
in
it's
Britain.
like, I'm a Sparky.
Well, he said MK looked like a butler because they're in a hotel.
He did.
That's why.
But MK's not a butler. But
Well, I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
we'll be talking about our favourites.
I don't think
so
he's
far.
a real lawyer.
I'm going to
should never
apologise
do that
now.
again.
Well, I'm going to apologise right now because unfortunately, it's almost you cannot be British. And I think the same because the Australians call us Poms, and so they like making fun of our accent.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going for years since we've imported, Prisoner Cell Block H and Neighbours, Wentworth. Yeah,
Liz is in this series from Wentworth.
but
I
she
noticed.
looks like Liz, doesn't she? Old Olivia.
Bradley
but she also
Cooper.
looks like someone else, Olivia. Again,
Oh, yes.
more on that
The
later.
back of her head.
Yeah.
We've got Bradley Cooper in this series. So it's a celebrity series.
It's another celebrity series. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We've got token Australian as well, as in the form of Paul.
Yeah, he looks like a Neighbours character.
If the answer to the question was Australia, Paul would be it.
He literally looks like is the character in Neighbours called Paul as well, who he looks like.
No,
the
he doesn't look like
hotel
Paul
man.
Robinson. No, he does not
He
look
looks
like
like
Paul
one of the
Robinson. He looks like the
characters.
guy. Oh my goodness, what was his name? He was Doug. He looks like Doug. Doug, that was from years ago. Wasn't he in a bushfire? There's always a
I don't
bushfire
know.
in Neighbours.
I have
But
no
yeah,
idea.
but that's who he looks like. He looks like Doug. Looks like Doug.
Before we start our in-depth and highly critical and knowledgeable
And xenophobic.
analysis of the Traitors Australia Series 1,
Yeah.
we always start every series of this podcast to say, don't take things too personally.
Yep.
If any contestants are listening, which they always do, they always come into a DM
They seem to find us, don't they?
saying, you don't know nothing about me. You got it. Everything you're saying is wrong.
That's not true. To be fair, most contestants get in touch
No,
with
no,
us
no.
and they're like, "Oh, you just wait and see," or they're generally very
You're
nice.
funny, but
Yeah, that's right.
blah, blah,
That's
blah.
right.
But of course, everything we're saying is based off of the edit.
You're
We
not
haven't-
xenophobic, but
We haven't. We only see the edit. We're only
Yes.
just basing our silly, funny comments on things that happen on the show. Nothing's personal, and it's all just a bit of fun.
yes, 100%.
Okay.
It's all a bit of fun. We just look at it with a silly eye. But we also get quite in depth. If this is your first time of joining us and you've not listened to our American series or the British series, then we do also, as the series progresses, we get a little bit more serious. It's always at the beginning when we're a bit silly. We kind of come out with
Because there's like 100 people to remember, so it's just there's just
24,
too
the same as the British series. You thought it was more, but it's
like
exactly the same number.
much. It's a large number.
But we have more traitors in the Australian series. They have 4 traitors where we only had 3. But then, to be fair, the rules does state that there could be any number of traitors.
Yeah,
Even
could
the
be
contestants
23.
don't know. Imagine that. Imagine if they're all traitors. They just don't know it.
One of the things, well, speaking of how we're making fun of the contestants, one of the like each
not making
contestant.
fun.
No, we're not. But you know what I mean.
We're looking at them lovingly.
One of the quotes really made me laugh. Like when they join the show, they give like a little quote to say how they're going to play the game. And Chloe, our favourite, the one who
Clairvoyant.
speaks to ghosts,
She talks to the
spirits
ghosts. They're going to tell her who the traitors are.
and knows it all. Her quote when she was obviously talking to the press about how she's going to play the game, what the game's about. It's very one simple line. It says, "You can't trust anyone, which is the game."
Simple. She summed it up. Why do we have these
Really?
long? Why do we have these long intro sequences where they've got helicopters flying over lakes and they show the house and they show the contestants looking all broody and looking through keyholes? I love the keyhole shots. If I take
very
anything home,
big bulbous keyholes they're going through, aren't they? Very wide.
no privacy. There'll be lots of bubble baths and them blowing bubbles toward the camera in this series. Yeah.
But it looked like as well one of them, because they do their little thing when they're doing things in their room when they're about to be murdered. One of them looked like they were folding up a curtain and hanging it up. I was like, what?
Maybe they are. Maybe it's their own little apartment.
I think that may have been Chloe as well, actually. Oh no, she was playing tarot cards on her bed, I think.
Playing tarot cards. I
Oh,
apologise.
she's lining them up.
You're not playing. You're talking to the dead.
You can't trust anyone, which is the game.
Chloe's right though. I wonder if she thought of that herself though, or whether someone told her that from the afterlife. That's the thing. You can't trust Chloe because she might be being told all sorts by the afterlife. Can I? Since we're talking about contestants that we love, I think we should talk about contestants that we love.
Okay, it's only episode 1, so it's early days.
Well, I want to start straight away because there's always eye candy on the show.
Oh yes,
there's always someone.
Aaron, UK Series 1.
Yep.
Christian, American Series 1.
Series 1. Ethan,
Ethan's
Australian Series 1. But they've not shown anything of him to the point where they didn't even show his vote. They just skipped him.
I know, there was a few people like that, wasn't there? There's like, who are you? They just turn up and there's 2 blonde girls that look exactly the same. Although one of them's murdered now, so it's fine. But it was like, who are these people? But yes, Ethan is the and it's always the same sort of characters, isn't there? Because Angus is very similar to Christian.
Angus is insanely similar to Christian.
It's like, okay.
The same, his false modesty as well, and always has to be
me, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, he's like, oh, really, me? Oh, flattery. He's like, oh, come on, Angus, you loved that.
Yes, I am Bradley Cooper. Yes.
Angus also, I loved the fact that he said in his VT when he was doing his their little clip show of him, he said everyone thinks I'm quirky, I'm the kind guy, I'm the crazy one, but actually I'm cutting and I'm really cunning. And it's like, no, you're not. You love the person you love everyone thinking that you're the nice guy. But I'm glad he's the... Well, should we talk about who the traitors are, or are we going to carry on talking about our favourite characters so far?
We'll bring up favourites as we go along.
Well, can I quickly, before we move on, just talk about Jack, staring Jack, the Jack down. If you're getting the Jack down...
We'll be talking about him a lot later.
Well, we will, but right at the top of the show, he leaked to us his technique of finding out who the traitors are, and that is... just staring at them. He's literally just staring at them like they're all bad dogs, like they've all weed on the carpet, and he's like looking at them to tell them off. I love his stare. Jack down.
I know, he's just... That was so funny, that moment, because it was around the breakfast and he was like, I'm going to be really intimidating. And he was just it's like, that's not intimidating, that's creepy.
Yes.
Because it was like really weird how he just looked at people. It was so weird.
It reminded me of Drag Race when, I forget the contestant now though, but RuPaul was staring at the contestant and the contestant replied, is there something on my face? And I was hoping that someone was going to say that to Jack. It's like, sorry Jack, is there something on my face? But he's like, and it's also the technique that the general census on the first breakfast table by everyone was, we're looking to see who's tired. Jack looks exhausted.
I know.
Jack's got deep dark circles under his eyes. He's not sleeping. He's just playing chess with himself all night. He's a chess master. Chess master. He can stare himself down. Do you reckon he just stares at the mirror practicing?
Intimidates himself.
Just looks at himself. He's so scared of himself that's why he's so tired, because he can't trust himself to fall asleep in case himself beats him up.
I also really like Claire.
I'm just having a look. At the top, I need to have a look at the pictures in order to know who you're talking about.
I'm a checkout chick.
Checkout chick. Her VT was amazing. Like, they were like very sinister, her VT. It was like she was like looking at people behind the shelves as if they were like, she was like a security guard, like watching if someone's going to steal something, and she kind of giving him filthy looks. Like,
bless her.
Yeah,
she's like very cute to go about being a checkout chick and how she loves it so much.
Well, I was fooled by Claire.
Preaches too much, I think.
Well, I was fooled by Claire to start with, because when she was first starting...
I'm a checkout chick.
When she first started, and I must also say, if you're new to the podcast, Ben has a soundboard and he isn't afraid to use it. So if you hear any sounds from watching it on iPlayer, or if you already watched it and you know there's some sound clips that you think we'll enjoy, then please do get in touch with us. Faithful to the traitors @gmail.com, or find us on Twitter, that burning hellfire at Traitors Podcast. We will be on Threads soon. Oh. That's right. I'm Team Zuckerman. But Claire fooled me, because she, at the start, when there was all those very high-powered people with their high-powered jobs, and they were saying, oh, I'm a solicitor, I'm a lawyer, I'm an investigator, I work for the police. Very high-powered. And then there was Claire, and she kind of just kept modestly saying, oh, yeah, I'm a mum, and I work as a checkout girl. Yeah, I'm just a checkout girl. And then look at her. 2 days in, she's killing people. She's fooling people. She's swerved a few accusations.
We don't have to murder anyone tonight.
But they did. They did.
They did. I mean, should we get to the first murder? Because it's always a bit nasty being in the first murder. Because you get about 30 seconds, I'd say, of screen time, if you're lucky.
But to be fair, she got more than our old mate, Bloomin' Ethan, and
He's still in it.
And our Australian stereotype Paul.
Yeah, but they're still in it, though. Millie, she's gone. First out, first murder.
Cut.
First night.
Out.
We barely knew you, Millie.
I feel a bit bad because I feel like there was more to her. I think she would have been quite an interesting character to keep in. Like I say, they gave her more time, and it wasn't Millie. Oh no, it wasn't Millie. There was a character who said that she dobbed. Oh, that was Muriel. I was just kidding of Muriel's wedding when she said it was like, I'm Muriel. It's Mariel. It's spelled Mariel.
Mariella.
No. She said Mariel. She said Mariel.
She looks like
Mariel.
She looks like the girl from Last of Us. Anyway, let's get to know a bit Millie a bit much, because this is the one and only time we get to talk to her. This is her 5 minutes
Millie.
of fame.
How you getting on?
27-year-old Millie, veterinary nurse.
Yep.
She's used to life and death situations. She's
Putting
got to
down
remain
animals.
calm under pressure. Hopefully more life than death. Well, she may come across as bubbly and trusting. Millie says it's very deceptive for people to fall into a hole of she's the nice one, friendly, and their best friend. Then we crank it up and flip it. People won't see it coming.
Ooh, she sounds horrible now. I'm glad she's out.
Millie also thinks that her background in professional dancing
Yeah, of course.
and choreography will come in handy if she needs to unmask traitors.
How?
She said
do a pirouette and like knock their masks off as she goes past them.
it's just as much true as the clairvoyant. I walk into a class and gauge within the first few minutes where people are at. I'm assuming technically dancing wise.
Yes.
You need to break down walls quickly. Then you accumulate the information and make it work. Does that quote make any sense, Millie? I'm not sure it does. Trying to make it work.
I mean, how do you try to make getting the traitors to work? That doesn't make sense, Millie.
Well, anyway, she's murdered.
You know
So
your head,
that was
We don't have to murder anyone tonight.
that was Millie. So that's all we get to talk about Millie.
Is that
I'm
was that
afraid.
a Millie quote, was it?
No,
From your soundboard?
that was the other one who's got the fuzzy hair. Who
Teresa?
said? Let me get my list.
There's Teresa.
Olivia.
Olivia.
The one,
the one
who
who
said,
looks the same.
Yes, who's the doppelganger of Claire.
They look the same. And that...
Although if Angus had his hair up in a bun, he'd look the same from behind too.
Wagner?
Angus.
Oh, I was going to say Wagner.
Wagner from X Factor.
Yeah, I was about to say. Angus. Well,
Right.
Angus has similar hair to Chloe. I mean, we shouldn't... But longer, because it's kind of like...
Does have similar hair to Chloe.
It's curly.
The clairvoyant.
Claire the Clairvoyant.
Oh, goodness me. Fee, or Fiona, no one knows what she likes to go as, but she keeps changing. Every time I see her, she looks like a different person.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
got a
because
fringe,
when
got
she's...
parting, curly hair, straight hair, makeup, no makeup. It's just
Yeah.
can't keep up with Fee.
She's a dancer as well. Do you think she's going to use that skill to find the...
Possibly.
It wasn't Fee. Wasn't it Fee that did something? No, it wasn't Fee.
Yeah, she is a dancer, yes.
Yes.
You're correct.
I'm glad my notes showed.
She's a lot stronger than she looks.
Good.
That's what she says.
Good. I don't know how that's going to hold her instead. Does she mean like stronger physically or stronger mentally? You have to be strong.
Every way.
Can we talk about how that in the American and British series, the first episode where everything happened, they did an elimination and a challenge, all happened. And in the British series, they got rid of 2 people at the top of the thing because they thought they were going to...
Evil Claudia.
They didn't think they were going to win. They did that all in like practically 24-hour period. The Australians, having a right relaxed time.
I know. It's
3 days. 3 days.
It was a bit weird. After they killed Millie and then had breakfast and blah, blah, blah.
Went surfing. Bought some Vegemite.
Obviously, with the traitors as well. Should we say about the traitors now? Because we're moving on to the breakfast.
We have to
but-
talk about the traitors.
Yeah, so there's 4 traitors.
which I had mentioned earlier.
There's Nigel.
Nigel was the one
Kidnapped.
I was so happy that it was him. Then he was the first one chosen, and I was so happy. Yeah, he got kidnapped. I'm not laughing.
Hilarious.
Nigel got
600 days of torture.
Yeah, Nigel got kidnapped. He was a photographer or a photojournalist, and he was taken hostage in Somalia.
None of them know him.
He's not admitted that to them. And he's now a negotiator with presumably the military.
Very Idris Elba.
Very
Hijacked
Apple TV. My goodness, that's aged the show. Well done.
Even as he's a traitor, he's not saying anything. He's just sitting there and just letting them. He's just watching the three traitors sort of do stuff.
That was true of the first elimination or the first murder. But of the second murder, he was the most vocal. Did you not notice that?
No, he wasn't. It was
Yes, he
Thingy,
was.
the chick, Claire.
Yeah, with him.
She was
with him. But she was incredibly vocal in the second murder, or what they called it, the Traitor Towers. Sounds like a kids show. Welcome to Traitor Towers.
It's lovely in there. Actually, it's got sofas, candles,
luxury.
Drinks,
in the
bowls
UK,
of fruit.
In the UK version, they're in this tiny little turret.
Yeah, cobwebs,
Cold,
dust,
little fire in the middle. They don't even get given masks in the UK version. They just have to have a hood up, like a hoodie, like a hooligan, like a teenage hooligan.
The masks do look like very cheap.
They're very plastic.
Gold.
They're very hobbycraft, aren't they? They look like they've just sprayed gold some like paper mache masks.
Isn't it odd as well that it's like silver bars? It's like, why is it not gold bars?
Well,
Like the presenter's walking around like the silver bars. It's like, well, that doesn't sound that impressive. What about the gold bars?
Well, they're fake though, so I'm not that fussed. In the UK version, because I always like to compare the old versions. They're like little chips, aren't they? Little round discs.
Oh yeah, I can't
They're
remember.
little gold
It's been
discs.
so long.
I know.
You were about to mention the
presenter. There you go, and that's the reason I'm going to mention him. He needs to get his nose, his breathing sorted out. He breathes
Once
very
more.
heavily.
Quiet, everyone. Why was that left in the head? It sounds like me on the podcast. I know he's breathing very odd, isn't he? Old, what's his name? Paul? I can't remember his name.
Roger Corsa.
that's it.
He sounds like a car. Roger Corsa. Get one
driving.
now.
Roger Corsa. Yeah,
I'm driving Roger Corsa. That's what his engine would sound like.
He is very breathy, isn't he?
very breathy.
Walking around that table in circles. It's too much.
I think, genuinely, it's because he loves it. He's really
He's
loving
getting excited.
it. He's getting a little bit excited. And when you get a little bit excited, you catch your breath a few times.
He might be nervous. It's a big crowd. 24.
It is a big crowd to play to. He's a good presenter, I have to say. I knew
Yep.
for the
He's
moment
not playing
he
a
started.
character like the American guy. I can't remember his name. Alan Cumming.
Alan Cumming. He's not playing the same character. Where Alan Cumming played like the owner of like the mansion, so like it was his game, a bit like Squid Game in a weird way. Like he was the one who he created this game, and Claudia Winkleman was almost like
Your best
played
friend, but not.
well, she played it like almost like a henchwoman. Like she was there on the demand of someone a bit higher up who was like watching the game for
Tart with a heart, kind of.
Yeah,
you
don't
know.
call Claudia Winkleman a tart.
Yeah,
She's
Roger's
a
more a
star.
concierge.
He is.
Hotel manager.
Or a butler. Yeah, or a butler. Or an MK.
Bless him.
He's an MK. But I, to be fair, I like the way he played it well. He's playing it well. And he's intriguing, and I don't mind his presenting style.
It's just his breath of funny.
His breath takes me back a little bit.
It adds something to the whole thing, actually, I think.
Good old Roger Corsa.
So
Automatic or manual?
The other traitors is Marielle.
Oh, God.
No
We're going to
one
get in
knows.
so much trouble. It's Marielle. It's Marielle because
Marielle.
it sounded like Muriel. Marielle.
I'm going to call her Mariella.
It's not because
I'm
there's no
posh.
A at the end. It's M-A-R.
There's an E at the end. It could be an E with a little doot.
Well, a hyphen
Yeah.
or whatever. Not hyphen. That's a ridiculous thing to say. What do they
She
call
looks
them?
like Bella Ramsey, but old. And then Angus and Claire. So we've talked about them as well. So Angus, the surfer, who wants to have his bubbly personality be a fake.
Again, they've chosen Angus is pretty much the same
Christian.
as Christian in American
an
series.
excited puppy.
And our favourite from the one, I can't remember his name.
What, the traitor?
Yeah,
Wilf.
in Wilf, the excited puppy.
So the excited puppy. is
Every
not-
series has an excited puppy as a traitor, and the Australian series is Angus. I'm glad though they chose Claire because
Claire's
they never
like
had an older
Amanda.
one. But oh yeah, we had Amanda, didn't we? But Claire's different. Amanda was very confident, and she showed she was confident. I think Claire is confident, but she's trying to show she's not. But after the first murder, which we've obviously said was poor old Millie.
Yep.
And they're all around the breakfast table.
Old 5 minutes of fame, Millie.
I'm saying, and they're around the breakfast table. Jack staring at everyone. Jack's just staring at everyone, and
MK walks in like an idiot.
Oh, MK! I love the fact
Right,
that
guys, I'm not a traitor, all right?
yeah. Look, guys. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not a traitor.
We need to go into questioning. All evidence is circumstantial. So we don't know what we're doing. But
he said that 3 times throughout the whole show. Circumstantial
That's a big
evidence
word.
would indicate that I think it's him. Like, oh god, he's such a twit. MK can be knocked out.
Sandra is
sooner
the
rather
like
later.
boss bitch.
PT boss bitch. She does a bit of PT. She's going to knock those masks off with her feet.
She also creates her own activewear.
Does she?
She's got many jobs.
Oh.
So
I bet
let me find what she is. What's her name? I just said her name.
Sandra, you're
Sandra,
a source
yes.
of information over there.
I know, it's because I've got this big list of info about them. But there's so many contestants. A woman of many talents is what she's listed as. Personal trainer, VIP, supervisor at a nightclub, and creator of her own activewear label.
Wow. What's
And
the
many more.
label? Are they not allowed to say?
They haven't said. She's probably wearing it though, the whole series.
I bet there's loads of yummy mummies in Costa right now wearing it.
What keeps her motivated is knowing that my parents worked hard
What?
to bring my whole family to Australia and give me the life that I have.
Where are they from originally? Are they Poms? Are they British?
No, I don't know.
I bet they are.
She doesn't say.
Most
Well, she may say, but I can't be bothered to read the whole paragraph.
I wouldn't bother.
Any friendship that she forms in this game is purely strategic. I'm going to win. And if I need to cut those friendships loose, I will.
Oh, it's a bit sad. There's many a friendship made on the British series.
Yeah, that's what it is.
What did you think of Cash?
Cash?
Yeah, she was a bit. She was
all right. Some of them have not done much. Cash hasn't done much.
Cash has. She was very.
Well,
vocal
actually, she annoyed me. After breakfast, it went to the task.
What are you saying now? After we have breakfast, we'll
continue
talk
this
about
after
it.
breakfast.
But then we're doing a podcast now.
After breakfast, it went to a full moon somehow. We
No,
missed the
after
whole
breakfast,
day.
they then. That's what I mean. A day passed. Like, no tension whatsoever, apart from the presenter came in and went, be ready for tomorrow. There's going to be digging.
They had their task in the graveyard, and we were a bit worried. We were like, oh, the same task again. Round 3 for us, because we've had the same task, but it was different, so I was very pleased. And Cash, sound like Roger then.
Roger Corser.
Cash took up the role of torch holder.
That's what I mean.
Everyone was
Cash,
digging,
Cash is immediately
running around. She was holding a torch, not even in the direction that was needed, really.
No.
Yeah.
And having a
Ethan
go
was like a puppy, just digging holes everywhere. Didn't know what he was doing
with his hands, with his paws. But that's what I mean. Cash was very quick to like be quite lazy, but also to point fingers during the game, because she was the first one who kind of said, MIDI's annoying me. And I think that kind of seeped
I
into
like
the group
MIDI.
a little
I don't
bit.
like that everyone hates him.
adore MIDI. And again, if the answer to the question was computer programmer, MIDI would be it, because he just wears the linen shirt.
When they showed his little VT, he would look like someone from like CSI, like a
He looks like he was
character.
hacking something, like hacking the system. He was gonna, he's gonna find out the traitors by hacking.
So Cash decided to enter the game and leave her life behind.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Only letting her fellow players know what she wants them to know about her. She's a law student. She comes from a huge family. Joke that every day is a game of sussing people out. I always want to win, and until I've won, I won't feel like I've done enough. It's either win or
Lose.
win.
Oh, damn it. I always get that wrong.
Not win or lose.
Corrected again by Cash. I bet if I met Cash, he'd hate me as well. Interrupting her like that, how rude am I?
So, they were doing a challenge where there was loads of graves with symbols on them.
Yes.
Crosses, circles, lines going through circles.
And those symbols matched the hunting group because they were split.
You know the symbol with the Elder Wand?
The Cloak of Invincibility and the Philosopher's Stone.
It's that symbol, but mirrored. If you know the...
I see.
That's it. Who said that? I forget.
That was Staring Man.
Staring Jack.
Yes, he was the Philosopher's Stone with the Invincibility cape with the logo of this mirrored.
Mirrored.
Do you know that?
Specifically.
Yeah.
I felt a bit bad for poor Jack because after that they were like, Jack, put us on to someone else. And then who was it who stepped in? It was old.
It was the actor.
No, he's not an actor. He's a concierge. He works at a hotel. Dirk.
I think he's also an actor.
Oh, he's also an actor.
Let me
Everyone's
get my
also an
file
actor.
of facts
I'm also
out.
a bloody actor. Dirk. Dirk was like then, and the Dirk was like, oh, it's a circle and it's got 2 lines hanging out of it, and everyone's like, that's real. I love
Yeah.
it. It's
Wow.
that's amazing, Dirk. How do you do it? And Dirk was like, I have eyes.
Dirk is also a cabaret performer and actor.
Ah, of course.
There you go.
It's not as good as our actor though from the British series. She played a pregnant woman in
Maddie, who's expecting child. So
in real life.
no, in EastEnders.
Oh, in EastEnders,
No, in
okay.
real life. Yes, real life.
Oh,
So,
I don't know.
Congratulations,
She's an actress.
Maddie.
She might stuck a pillow up her tongue. Congratulations, Matt.
Did you note how much they won on this task?
Do you know what? I didn't, and that's really unlike
Like
me.
$16,000.
No, it wasn't that much.
Yes,
That's
it
why I got
was.
angry then. No, no, they could have won. It was potentially $20,000
They got like 16, I think, or 12.
Australian dollars. No, they got much less than that. They got 9.
Oh.
It was. I know it was less than half. Definitely less than half. Australian dollars. I would say that the Australian dollar. I don't know what it is to the British pound.
Right.
But I'm just saying. I'm just.
Well, they don't
is
care,
it
do they? 'Cause
worth
they're
play?
not.
Is it
They're
worth-
in England.
Is it worth it? Is it really worth it? I mean, for Australian dollars.
For the friends you make along the way.
That's true. But yes, I'm going to get this wrong now. So again, I apologise early that I'll just say the wrong currency throughout this. I'll just say pounds and then I'll quickly correct myself. Australian dollar.
To say dollars.
Dollar.
Round table then. So after the game. And then
So after the
chat.
game, but on the way back from the chat, because this is important, because they're all wearing matching tracksuits. I forgot to mention that, which I highly suspect, because they were all Adidas red tracksuits, that they may have a sponsor. The Australian series might have been sponsored by Adidas. I'm just throwing it out there. Because it was also mentioned by one of the contestants. We look so good.
We look really good in these. They're really stylish.
Yeah.
And they could be bought for $19.99.
Australian dollars. They're so comfortable and they just go against my skin so beautifully.
Yes, there was a big hoo-ha.
In the car. Yes,
well,
because-
towards the car, because someone put their arm around someone's shoulder and whispered
Jack.
something in their ear.
Jack stared behind
Olivia's
head.
Possibly thinking she was a traitor, Angus or Claire. But we can't confirm or deny.
We cannot confirm or deny.
Because of their fuzzy hair.
Jack said, I can't wait to murder someone tonight. But again, the source, Olivia then said that she heard it.
We don't have to murder anyone tonight.
And then at the round
Well, that's funny because she said it herself then. So what's she on about?
Well, then yeah, I know. I thought it was
Olivia, that's your sound bite.
But then she
Oh, it was me who said it.
At the round table, she said that. Look, I'm trying to be serious here. At the round table, she said, "Oh, I didn't hear it. I heard it from someone else." Then everyone started saying, "Well, who was it? Who told you it then?" And Olivia was like, "I don't want to dob them in." So now Olivia's backtracking what she said.
Yeah,
So
because
that was
all of
the
a sudden
first
she was like,
accusation.
well, it wasn't someone who said it to me. It's someone who said they heard, they saw it and did it. And it was 2 people. And it was like, okay, Olivia.
Yeah.
But all the table
Turned
went
on
on
him. But apart from Justin,
Jack.
because Justin was the first one who stood up for him and said, hang on, I think we're jumping to conclusions here. I don't think it's right.
Circumstantial evidence.
It's the
MK. MK stands up.
Objection. I love that he said a few times MK, we're going to jump on that again. He kept saying that I would convict him for murder. I'd convict him for murder.
Well, the other woman said she doesn't even think he's a real lawyer.
But he's
The
not.
traitor,
But
Marielle.
he's a police officer, wasn't he, to start with?
I don't know.
No, didn't Marielle say that she wouldn't trust him to be her solicitor and she would sack
She
him?
also said he's a criminal lawyer. Yes.
Yeah. Well, so he says. We don't know that for.
No talks about being policeman here.
He said it on the show because I wrote it down. He said he's a lawyer and ex-policeman.
Oh yeah, I've served as a cop for about 10 years. The Traitors is going to be chicken feed to some of the things that I've seen.
Oh, and also MK wears makeup. He's brought his own makeup pack with him. He's not gone.
Good.
But
There a problem?
he's not applied it very well, is my point.
He's not blended as he down
He's not
his
blended.
neck.
But he's not even down his neck because he's got stubble. He's not blended around his cheeks. So half his cheeks. He looks a bit like, who's that drag queen who like does that straight line?
Trixie
Mattel. He looks like Trixie Mattel with the makeup blending. But anyway, Justin stood up for Jack.
Yes.
Justin stood up for Jack and said, like, I think we're kind of jumping to conclusions here. Olivia then steps forward and says, no, that's definitely something that happened. And so then the whole table then say, right, well, there's only one way we can prove this.
So Jack and Claire must be traitors, yes.
If Jack is a traitor, next time we get rid of Claire, and we've already gotten rid of 2 of the 4.
Panic in Claire's eyes during that, because she was thinking,
yeah. And I don't think Claire played it very well, because I think Claire should have, I don't know though, because everyone kind of then went on Claire's side at the end of it, but Claire then didn't vote for Jack, which I felt like made her look suspicious.
One of 2 people that didn't.
Yeah, Jack got 21 votes, which is a huge amount. MK got 1, and that was from Claire.
Yes.
And Midi, poor old Midi, got 2, and that was Jack and MK. But I feel a bit sorry for MK because he was the first one to had to vote. So I suppose you've already
although they
voted,
didn't go around in order, which was odd. They just sort of hopped around the table.
Me. Blooming Australians.
What do you think about the round table room? It's a bit different.
I prefer it actually to the one in the UK and the American.
There's a little
version.
gap so the presenter can go in the middle.
Yeah, he can go for a bit of.
He needs a bit of a rest. When he's done his one lap, he needs a rest in the middle and then continue on.
He'll just lay flat along the table where the money's laid.
Although I'm making fun of Roger, I Google imaged him.
Roger
Corser, and can I just say he's 50, but he looks brilliant. He's there with his top off, muscles showing. So
not on the show though.
Who knows what's to come?
He's like the guy who plays Jack Branning. He's always sweating, and he's got a good body in EastEnders. Sorry, for anyone who doesn't watch EastEnders, that's a reference of EastEnders.
Scott Marsden.
He's always sweating.
Ex-model.
No, he's not. Is he?
Have you not seen his model photos
No,
of his underwear?
He was in the bill.
No, before that, when he was younger. Yeah, look him up.
No,
you can Google image Roger and then Google image.
And we'll
lovely
compare
Roger.
them.
But yeah. So Jack was eliminated. He wasn't murdered. He was banished. He was faithful. Took it well.
He took it incredibly well. Can I also just bring up, because obviously Midi got mentioned by MK. Can I just say the reasons why MK said he thought it was Midi? Because he thought he was strange.
Coming from MK.
I know. And apparently Midi said at the breakfast table that the murdered Millie didn't like him, and so it kind of made a few people think that perhaps
people didn't get his joke or humour.
I don't think it was his joke. He just basically said that he was, it's kind of like a playground thing, isn't it? It's like what you say. It's like, oh, I'm glad they're not at school.
Yeah, didn't like me anyway.
Didn't like me anyway.
But everyone took it seriously.
But you do in this situation.
You can't do anything.
Do you know something I've noticed watching a third series of The Traitors? This reminds me of The Traitors. It reminds me of having a group chat, a work group chat, where everyone talks to one another and kind of like bitches and moans and cries, but then having a split group chat with the people you really like.
Very specific.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Trying to get something off your chest here.
And they're the ones you kind of like tell the secrets to. That's what The Traitors is like.
It is.
It's
like The Circle, the TV show The Circle, kind of, in a way.
That was a good series. The Channel 4 series, Netflix one, was loud and aggressive.
Oh yeah, it's annoying. I always watch like 2 episodes and then stop. It's really weird. Every series.
It's a shame.
Midi is a part-time model, don't you know?
Is he?
He is, and he's hoping. He's cute. He's a cute little guy. He's hoping his love of video games and escape rooms will give him the upper hand.
Oh, escape rooms might help him out, especially when they start doing those challenges to get the amulet, the immunity.
He wants to be a faithful. He'll feel right at home. So
see, that's weird. Loads of people would prefer to be the traitor because you feel like you're already on the stronger position by being the traitor to start with. That's what they, that's what they say.
And hopefully we'll get to learn more of the contestants on other episodes.
I want to know more about Paul. Yeah,
I would read his stuff. I'll leave his information until he gets a little VT, or we get to know him a bit, and then we can delve into his background.
He's just so Australian. Isn't he, though?
He is.
Doug, I want to know who the character is. Doug
I like the other
Neighbours.
old guy. Who's the old guy? The one with grey hair.
Craig.
Craig. I liked him because when MK did his stupid speech at breakfast, when he finished, he said, now I think you're a traitor.
Yes, I was fully on board with that.
I was like, yes.
He's kind of quite... Doug Willis, by the way. Doug Willis in Neighbours. He looks like Doug Willis. And
I think he looks like Carl. Is it Carl? What's Carl in Neighbours?
What, Carl, Susan's
with the
husband?
blue hat on, with a white hat on, he looks like him. Yeah, Susan's husband.
Carl, why can't I remember his name?
I don't know.
The famous scene when she slaps him around the face. No, from this moment onwards, I'm calling Paul Carl Willis. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm doing it. He was a kind of like a quiet one, wasn't he, old Craig? He kind of like quietly was under the radar.
And lovely Ethan. All he did was do a bit of digging.
He did.
So
He liked to dig.
And also realised, Matt. We never saw Matt at all.
I was literally about to say, who the heck is Matt? I've got his picture in front of me, and I'm like, who's Matt?
There's still time. And Kate. Who's Kate? I don't recognise her.
Let me have a look.
Kate is the one that looks like Fee. And
Wasn't Kate the one who kept laughing? No, that was
Alex.
Alex. Alex kept laughing at the presenter. Alex cracked me up. When Roger,
she thinks the game's stupid. She's like, better than the game.
She came for the laughs.
I thought this was the weakest link.
When Roger was like walking around, like telling everyone the rules, breathing. Like every time now and then they kept showing a shot of Alex laughing. He was like, "All right, Alex, you're clearly not taking this seriously." Why didn't Jack stare at her for that? Jack stares not working.
Poor Jack, forever missed.
Forever missed. So we should say then that who went out? Jack went out. Poor Jack.
He was very good about it.
He was excellent.
Took it on the chin, left.
Took on the eyes.
And then they had one more murder to carry out.
Yes. So they kind
after a week's worth of sitting around.
Yeah, just chatting, chilling, watching old episodes of,
Neighbours.
Paul
was like, I was in this.
So was old Doug. So for the first murder, the four they thought about murdering was MK, Millie, Middy, and Sandra. The only one who carried over from the first murder discussion was Sandra, because they all agreed. All the traitors agreed that she's a bit of a puppet master. She's pulling the strings. Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's helpful to keep those ones in, because especially if they're wrong, because they keep getting the wrong ones out, don't they?
But she wasn't wrong. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah, because
she named two. No, she named two, Claire and Angus. She was straight away there.
I think Sandra maybe can't get rid of the clairvoyant yet. Surely.
Well, Chloe the clairvoyant.
Exactly. We can't get rid of her yet.
But I want to see her do. I want her to do something weird, like there's like there's a clip, and she's like sat there. She's
going to be the
her
Maddie
eyes
of
have
the
rolled
series.
back, and she's got white eyes, and she's like talking to like dead spirits in the castle or whatever.
I think there's more for her. So I think if it is between those two, it's going to be Sandra. I feel going murdered.
To be fair, I really can't tell. It's too close to tell with this one, so I'm not
We
going
don't have to murder anyone tonight.
It's going to be Sandra.
It's too close a prediction. You reckon Sandra? Well, I'll just do the opposing view then, just to have a bit of.
Surely Chloe would see it coming.
This is it, isn't it? This is the point.
The worst joke in history, and I made it.
You did.
Thank you
but
very
at least
much.
you did it early on in the first episode, so people can then never listen to us again. Because this is the entertainment you get, kids.
It is.
But yes.
So I like this though. I've already preferred this to the American one. I'm already more confident about this series. The American one annoyed me too much straight away because of the half celebrity, half norms.
Well, get ready for a full celebrity next series for the American one.
Yes. Well.
Yeah, no, the American one, the British series sucked us in immediately because we literally watched like the first 3 episodes back to back, and you and I were like,
and
oh
then
my
we
God,
made a podcast all of a sudden.
Yeah, we were like, we have to make a podcast about it. The Australian series has done the same thing for me. The American series was a grower, not a shower. So I feel like it needs.
Even when it did grow, it wasn't that impressive.
It wasn't, it wasn't as impressive. I still enjoyed the American. Near the end, the American series was good. It just had a bit of a flat ending.
It was just
American
different.
Series.
Yeah, different vibe.
Yeah,
it was a mean,
vibe.
Mean school bully vibe.
Yeah, but there's reality television, isn't it? They're all from Bravo or some kind of NBC offshot. Because that's what everyone kept telling us. If everyone emailed, again, feel free to email us. But people on the American series kept saying who lived in America and watched the American series kept saying like, these are big people in America. These are people who are very well known.
Yeah, none of the Australian ones are famous. That's why I like it.
That's why it's such a better series. Exactly.
They're just checkout chicks,
Stare at chess champions, computer programmers, ex-actors from Neighbours. It's what you want from a TV show.
It is. Right, anyway, we need to wrap this up because we're at overtime.
Well,
but
before we wrap up,
yes.
shall I let people know how they can get in touch with us? Or were you about to do that?
We're checking our emails again now, so you can email us again.
Google are very surprised.
The tab is open again, guys.
Google are like, are you been signing in on a different account? So faithful to the traitors @gmail.com. And as I say, we're in that lovely cesspit that is Twitter. at Traitors Pod. It's not a cesspit. It's a lovely place to be. At Traitors Pod. And you can get in touch with us on that. And don't forget to follow us and like us and rate our podcast if you enjoy listening to us. Please don't be upset because we made a few silly Australian puns at the start of the show. We love you.
It's all fine.
We do. It's all for fun.
So there you go. So episode 1 done. On to episode 2 now. See who's murdered. See who's banished. And, I never know how to end these shows. So stay faithful.
Keep faithful.
Keep faithful.